may I please request Zahid Mansoor Ali, who is the Chief Business Officer at the Pakistan Mercantile Exchange Limited, who will be talking about innovation, sustainable commodity exchange platform.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Allahu waliyul lazina amanu yukhrijuhum minaz zulumati ilan nur. अल्लाह ईमान वालों का वली है और वो ईमान वालों को अंधेरों से निकाल के उजाले में लेके जाता है। सदक़ल्लाहुल अज़ीम। ये आयत मैंने इसलिए चूज़ की क्योंकि यहाँ पे जो है वो सब्जेक्ट्स हमने जो है वो बहुत जो है वो बड़े बड़े चूज़ किए हैं, जो इश्यूज़ हैं वो बहुत बड़े बड़े हैं। तो मैं इस दुआ के साथ शुरू करना चाहता हूँ कि अल्लाह हमें उस ईमान के लेवल तक पहुँचा दे जहाँ पे अल्लाह हमारा वली बन जाए और हमें इस चीज़ के अंदर मदद करे कि हम जो यहाँ पे रास्ता ढूंढने आए हैं वो रास्ता हमें उसके अंदर मदद कर दे। आमीन। Before I start my presentation, I will give a very serious, what can I say, caution or warning to all the participants here, because we are raising this issue at all levels. We have raised it to the Ministry of Finance also. There are only two official exchanges in Pakistan. One is the Pakistan Stock Exchange, which is the equity exchange of Pakistan, and the other is the Pakistan Mercantile Exchange, which is the commodity exchange of Pakistan. Apart from this, nobody is authorized to deal either in equity or either in commodities. Pakistan Stock Exchange does not have this problem because it has a 70-year history. But Pakistan Mercantile Exchange has this problem that we have a black market in commodity trading, and there are a lot of illegal operators operating in all provinces all over Pakistan. The volume of this market is probably 10 times the volume of Pakistan Mercantile Exchange, and I don't know how many of you are aware of what Pakistan Mercantile Exchange does. Can I see with a show of hands if how many people know what Pakistan Mercantile Exchange does? This is the awareness level that people have about Pakistan Mercantile Exchange, and it's going to change in the near future. We've been waiting for a shoot-off stage, and we are very close to that shoot-off stage now. I was talking about the black market, and I'm mentioning this here because a lot has been said about the current account balance of Pakistan. And these black market operators are a major source of leakage of foreign exchange from Pakistan. And we are raising it at all levels and creating an awareness for these illegal operators, because it is damaging for Pakistan and it is damaging to the foreign exchange reserves of Pakistan and the foreign exchange available in Pakistan. You must have been aware, must be aware, recently there was a scam about Bitcoin when the estimated amount involved in that scam was $10 billion. There were no details given how much was taken out of Pakistan, but a substantial amount was taken out of Pakistan. And it was all through these black market commodity operators. So if the broker is not registered with Pakistan Mercantile Exchange, you should advise everybody that you know to check before they start trading commodities, that whether the broker is registered with Pakistan Mercantile Exchange or not. Now, I asked how many people know what Pakistan Mercantile Exchange is doing, and there were only 2 hands that were raised in the entire crowd. This is showing you a volume of a comparison between Pakistan Stock Exchange and Pakistan Mercantile Exchange. This is the value being traded, average value being traded in the Pakistan Stock Exchange and Pakistan Mercantile Exchange. You will see that for the last 4 years, we've been way above Pakistan Stock Exchange in monthly average value traded on the Pakistan Mercantile Exchange. And we've done this with a very, very, very big disadvantage. We are not playing with a level playing field right now. And the disadvantages to the country, I'll touch upon that later on other slides. But here what I want you to notice is that in 2021, the only reason Pakistan Stock Exchange is at par with Pakistan Mercantile Exchange is because Pakistan's stock exchange rose to our level. Our volume or our value traded didn't fall. This is the journey that we've been through. In 2014, we had 4 commodities. In 21, we have 13 commodities that are being traded on the exchange. Total contracts were 9, now we have 48. Volume traded was 711 billion in 2014. Now it's 2.8 trillion. We had 11,600 customers. Now we have approximately 26,000 customers registered on the exchange. This number will also rise because we've changed a strategy very drastically. And inshallah, this number will probably double by the end of the financial year. Now, these statistics that I've given you will help you understand what the core function of Pakistan Stock Exchange is and what the core function of Pakistan Mercantile Exchange is and should be. Pakistan Mercantile Exchange is not being fully utilized by the government of Pakistan. And we are not playing with a level playing field, which I just said on the last slide, and I'm going to explain that. What is the core function of the Pakistan Stock Exchange? The Pakistan Stock Exchange core function, everything the Pakistan Stock Exchange does is to create a robust market so that there is low cost capital available to new ventures or to expansion of existing high value big corporates. If the volume traded on the Pakistan Stock Exchange is low, then there's not going to be any price discovery, and it's going to be very difficult for new ventures to raise low cost capital. That is the core function of the Pakistan Stock Exchange. Now, when you come to Pakistan Mercantile Exchange, there are 2 core functions. It's a future exchange, so it is giving you the future price of a commodity. When you're locking in a future price of a commodity, you are hedging yourself on the price risk. If you're able to hedge yourself against price risk, you are hedging yourself against inflation. That is a very, very important thing to understand where the economy of Pakistan is concerned, because recently it will be more relevant because the commodity market internationally has gone up drastically, and Pakistan is going through cost push inflation. Cost push inflation cannot be controlled or curtailed by monetary policy. It can only be curtailed by fiscal policy or taking preventive measures. Preventive measures were not taken, that's why we are going through cost push inflation. Now, cost push inflation will have to be, as you've heard in numerous discussions, Government will have to go into targeted subsidies to bring down this inflation, which is a fiscal measure. This is not a monetary measure. State Bank of Pakistan cannot raise interest rates and control inflation, which is cost push. Now it spoke about price hedging. Price hedging is at 3 levels. I've segregated it in 3 levels. One is at individual level. If you want to hedge your price, if you think that there is some commodity that you will need in the future, if you want to hedge that price, if you own some commodity and you want to sell it and you want to lock in that price, you think it's a good selling price. As an individual, Pakistan Mercantile Exchange is right now serving individuals very well. When you look at the second level, corporates and industries, Pakistan Mercantile Exchange is currently not able to do that. Why? Because I said that we are not on a level playing field right now. When I say we are not in a level playing field, commercial banks are not. State Bank of Pakistan has still not come up with a policy where commercial banks are allowed to act as liquidity providers to the market in Pakistan Mercantile Exchange. In Pakistan Stock Exchange and Pakistan Mercantile Exchange, in both these exchanges, there are 2 levels basically where commercial banks enter and provide financing. One is the individual level and the corporate level. Banks are already doing that in both the Pakistan Stock Exchange and the mercantile and the commodity market and the equity market. Because if an individual takes shares to a commercial bank and wants to take a loan against them, the bank's willing to give them a loan against shares. If an individual takes a commodity to the commercial bank and wants to take a loan against the commodity, the commercial banks are willing to do that. But at a market level, commercial banks are heavily supporting the Pakistan Stock Exchange, but there is no support for Pakistan Mercantile Exchange. Now, we have spoken a lot about what Pakistan should do and what Pakistan should do to control its current account deficit and how we should improve the economic situation of Pakistan. This is the second level only that I'm talking about. I'll give you a very simple example. Copper is being hedged on Pakistan Mercantile Exchange. If Pakistan Cables had the opportunity to lock in the price of copper 2 years back, and they had locked in the price of copper 2 years back, right now they would be making the best product in the market with the lowest price in the market. But they could not do that because banks are not acting as liquidity providers. This is only the second layer. When you go to the third layer, if banks are acting as liquidity providers on Pakistan Mercantile Exchange, the government of Pakistan would not be facing such a big budget deficit because they would have locked in the price of crude oil when it was $18 a barrel. They would have had the option to do that. But since commercial banks are not present in the market, they were not able to do that. We were not able to give them the opportunity to do that. And I think that a really, really big opportunity is being lost for improvement in the budget revenue and in the revenue of corporates, both by commercial banks not being present in Pakistan Mercantile Exchange. This is only one function that I'm talking about. The other function that Pakistan Mercantile Exchange is very critically involved in now, recently, and should be involved in and should have been involved in much earlier is documentation of the economy. I will give you a very simple example that 99% of the gold traded in Pakistan is illegal. If only gold trading in Pakistan, only gold trading in Pakistan, I'm not talking about agricultural products, and I'm not talking about non-agricultural products other than gold. If only gold trade in Pakistan was documented and traded on the Pakistan Mercantile Exchange, the government would be at least earning 200 billion rupees as additional budget revenue in the form of taxes. And this is a very conservative estimate at 2% tax, the GST that we are charging on the trading of gold. So the two things that are missing right now because of the absence of banks is hedging for corporates and hedging for the government of Pakistan. And the third important aspect that is missing is the documentation of the economy. The government of Pakistan is working with Pakistan Mercantile Exchange right now, and we have started documenting the agricultural sector also, and we are working on documenting the gold market also. The future of Pakistan, whether you want to admit it or not, is digitalization. We will have to go into digitalization in all aspects of our economy, whether it's documenting the agricultural sector, whether it is banking, or whether it is imports or exports. You will sooner or later have to come to digitalization. There is no solution. And Pakistan Mercantile Exchange has been working on it for the last 4 years. For individuals, we have introduced a direct fund model in which we have excluded the broker from the exchange completely. The broker is now only a marketing agent. They introduce the client to the Pakistan Mercantile Exchange, and then the trading, the settlement, and the custody, all three functions are handled by Pakistan Mercantile Exchange, because we are now fully computerized we are fully computerized exchange with the top of the line technology and the top of the line trading system, which is the MT5 trading system from MetaCodes. When I spoke about documenting the agriculture economy, the government of Pakistan has come up with an initiative called the Electronic Warehouse Receipt. This is the tip of the iceberg. Inshallah, in the near future, you will hear more about it, because there is a very high-powered committee right now formed by the government of Pakistan, which includes State Bank, banks' presidents, Pakistan Mercantile Exchange, and they are coming up with a solution to digitalize the agricultural sector and document it. One of the initiatives that we have come up with is the Global Commodity Trading Platform. This is a completely digitalized export platform that we've come up with after 4 years of research and programming and perfection. It is not only a trading platform, it is combined with complete logistics for the exporter. This is not only the first time in Pakistan, this is the first time it's going to happen in the entire world. Even Amazon is not doing bulk commodities on the digital platform with complete logistics. The GCTP platform gives the freedom to the producer to produce, bring the goods to the port and leave them on the port, and his job will be done over there. Pakistan Mercantile Exchange, GCTP, will pick up from there and go through the entire export process and deliver the goods to the port of destination. You have to realize the power that this platform is going to give to Pakistan, because a businessman sitting on his breakfast table in Hong Kong in his sleeping suit can buy Pakistani rice from this platform, have it delivered to a port in Australia without leaving his dining table. He won't even have to get off his dining table to do that. We will be supplying the sellers. The sellers obviously will be registered on the platform, but the international buyers will also be the awareness of the platform will be created by Pakistan Mercantile Exchange. These are some of the major initiatives that Pakistan Mercantile Exchange is working on, inshallah. Pretty soon you will hear about all these initiatives in the news, because the GCTP platform now is complete and we are ready to do the first test transaction, and inshallah pretty soon it will go live and you will hear about it that Pakistan is the first country in the world to launch an export platform with complete logistics combined with the platform.
Thank you very much, Zahid Mansoor Ali sir. May I please request Farooq Junaidi, who is the Honorary Treasurer of the Management Association of Pakistan, join us on stage and give Zahid Mansoor Ali a token of our appreciation. Of course, Zahid Mansoor Ali is the Chief Business Officer at the Pakistan Mercantile Exchange Limited.